Hello, welcome to Lust Life. Ever since the Belle Epoque, burlesque has been a feast for the eyes. And for those who perform it, a natural high and a source of pleasure in so many ways. From classic glamour to contemporary, comedic, and raunchy, burlesque has become, in the 21st century, the ultimate creative expression of sensuality. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me a very special guest, Puss-N-Boots, who is one of the hottest burlesque performers in New York City. Hi, Puss.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the show today.
Thank you for being here. So, tell us about yourself. How did you get into burlesque?
I started burlesque about 8 years ago in Kansas City. Fringe Festival had just moved to town, and they were looking for a burlesque company, which Kansas City did not have one. So our modern dance troupe decided that we could definitely do burlesque, and we created a troupe.
And then you moved to New York. How would you define your personal burlesque style?
I would say I'm on the classical side of burlesque, as opposed to more the neo movement. Not necessarily vintage, but just kind of a more classic dance background, sensual, sexy pieces.
Now, what is your process? How do you create an act?
I'm normally inspired by music first, so I'll find a song that just really speaks to me, or an idea, like maybe it's a movie theme, or a vixen from the past, or a comic book character. And I'll just kind of personify that and find a song that fits. And then I have a huge dance mirror in my apartment. So I just kind of rehearse there and kind of see where the music moves me, if I'm going to want to create something long and flowing or something with a lot of shimmy belts. And there's certain wow factors. If you do a big kick, if you can get into a split, if you can tassel twirl, there's certain things the audience will go and sing.
Of course. Do you make your own costumes? Because I know a lot of burlesque performers do.
Yes. I do have a couple costume designers that have made acts in the past. But for example, this costume is one that I've created and made.
Wow. Did you glue all of those little rhinestones on the dress?
Yes.
Wow, that must have taken
It took hours. Hours.
Lots
Lots of really, really crappy YouTube videos and different iTunes playlists and a bottle of wine and insomnia. This is what you get. For me, I love the connection with an audience.
Yeah.
I love making them laugh, making them smile. I love exploring my own sexuality, my own sensuality on stage, whether that can be silly at times, like, wow, look, if I do this, these things move, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or just even a slight curve of the back and how that can just turn on and wow factor people.
Shall we show our audience how to bring a little burlesque magic into their lives?
Let's do it. So the first signature move in burlesque is called the bump, bump, and grind.
All right.
We're going to place the hands up above the head, and we're just going to bump to the right and bump the hips to the left, and then grind in a circle like a coffee grinder. And then the other way, so we'll go left, right, and grind. Good. Gloves. People don't wear them anymore. For some reason, though, when you're on stage, everybody can't wait to see your bare hands. So the first thing we're going to do, since we're going to do a tease where we remove with the teeth, we're going to loosen the fingertips. Good. Just kind of giving yourself some wiggle room. And then, depending on the length of your gloves, which you've got a nice opera length, mine go below the elbow, but anything above the elbow, you're going to want to give it a nice little hand job so you can smooth it off. Yeah. So just kind of teasing the crowd. And once it's past the elbow, we can go on ahead and bend the hand in. And starting with the index finger, we're going to do 3 bites. Coming down 1, 2, and 3. And then we can smooth it off. Good. And once it's off, now the tease has just begun. We're going to give it a nice twirl And from there, you can either toss it or continue to play. You can also do a nice little hip action, hitting the hips. Smell is also a nice one. Kind of teasing the crowd with what you might taste or smell like.
Mm.
And you can kind of put it in their face too. Good. And a little raunchier, you can bring it between the thighs and give it a nice little grind. And then finally, we're just gonna twirl it and then let it go. Next step is coming up with your burlesque name.
I don't have a burlesque name.
You don't? Not yet, but we're going to
Not
make one for you
yet.
tonight.
Oh, excellent.
So your burlesque persona and your name should be something kind of relating to you. That's why it's important not to come up with it first, because we kind of need to decide what kind of character you are. A lot of the time, people will use French or Latin, especially if you have a French background or a Latin background.
So it could be Veronica
It's like Veronica Lake is what I'm thinking.
Vavoom, or Veronica Lake. I like cats too. But I don't want to do Puss because you're Puss, and Pussy, that's a little too...
Yes, it's not right for your character.
Too
You're
over the
definitely a
top.
little sensual, lusty, and classic.
Lusty. I've got it. Lusty le MEOW. So, before you go, I want to hear your best meow.
You got it. Meow.
Meow. Puss, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the gorgeous, the fabulous, lusty la MEOW.
Woo! The bottom line is, with a little creativity, psychology, and a lot of boldness, anyone can do burlesque, even guys, boylesque, whether on the stage, at a party, or in the bedroom. I am Lusty le MEOW. This has been Lust Life. Till next time, keep those tassels twirling.